My question is relating to Mr. Dickerson's, the news about Mr. Dickerson's arrest and his bail hearing on, or warning on December 16th. I guess given that there are often connections between drugs and gangs, this might be a relevant question to ask you. Is the PLP sending the wrong message by standing behind Mr. Dickerson as a candidate? Shouldn't we be adopting a no-tolerance stance?
I'll speak to the last part first. The decision to retain Mr. Dickerson as a candidate would not be, my decision. In fact,
yeah, I understand that, but
it'll be that of the party, and you have to talk to the party leader and the candidates selection committee about that part. But on the other issue of sending a message, I realize Mr. Dickerson himself spoke on this matter. He may have indicated that the drug in question was marijuana. I don't know. We do note that there's a move and an evolution to eventually decriminalize small amounts of marijuana for personal use. At this point, I must emphasize that it is still an illegal substance, and any amount of it is illegal, and it's illegal to be in possession of it. On the issue of actually, using it or not using it, as I said before, there is, at this point, and me as Minister of National Security, there has to be a zero tolerance for possession or use of any illicit drug, and that's the position that we and the party continue to take, and the government continue to take.
Well, that's my question.
Yes.
As a minister, is your party sending the wrong message by keeping him on as a candidate?
I am not aware of whether he's being retained or not. It's not election day yet, and I'm sure that decisions are being made in the boiler room as to what happens in this case.
Okay. Do you know when he was arrested?
I did some research, and I was aware that it was, I think, September the 8th.
Okay.
And that only came to light by his own disclosure. But I do not believe that it was a generally known thing that he had been arrested. Certainly, some of us were very shocked, surprised, and caught on the back foot by the revolution.
Well, did he reveal it after he was rolled out as a candidate or before?
Well, it's obvious because it just came to the notice of people within the party. Just within, I guess, days. Disclosed by himself.
Within the last few days? Okay.
Yes, to my knowledge, yes.
Right. What we're understanding is that his file was actually on your desk. Can you confirm, or is that not true?
I'm not a police officer.
Okay. So you have no knowledge of his file wasn't in your office at any stage?
No, I'm completely baffled by that.
Okay, no.
File you're talking about.
Good. All right. I was just checking. I guess my other question relates to decriminalization. It hasn't. You've indicated the marijuana possession for personal use has not actually yet been decriminalized.
That's correct.
Okay, but we're moving towards it.
I'll say this. There's a policy with the police service to caution for around about, I think, for personal use, around about 3 grams or thereabout. But that is policy. It's not law. In other words, the police, I believe, have the option to caution for small amounts for personal use, but it's discretionary. And those decisions are made by, I believe, through a set formula that the commissioner oversees.
Okay, good.
If I could just add, I think one of the important outcomes of that particular policy is to recognise that the police work in conjunction with the Department of Public Prosecutions. And the ultimate aim is to ensure that our young Bermudians in particular do not get criminal records as a result of these transgressions of the law. Caution policy has actually been in place for 30 to 40 years, at least, through the police. But it was, in recent years, it's become more codified, and agreements in place between the DPPs and the police. I'm not speaking about the Dickerson case at all when I say that. I'm just saying that there's a caution policy in place for a very specific reason. It's really to give people a second chance. And I think Mr. Parent Chief and I, when we were police officers, cautioned dozens, if not hundreds, dozens ourselves, but we're aware of hundreds of young men and women who received cautions because they carried small quantities of drugs, because it was the right thing to do.
Sounds like decriminalization to me. Are we saying then, as a party, that there is a plan to decriminalize marijuana possession?
Well, I am aware, from where I sit, that decriminalization has been discussed at length, and there is developing a consensus that decriminalization of marijuana for small amounts of personal use should be looked at for the future, yes.
And I think, Minister, if I could add as well, our position is laid out in our throne speech document of 2011, very specifically laid out there, a specific reference.
Okay, great. Mr. Smith, have you ever smoked marijuana?
Have I ever smoked marijuana? No. And, when you ask that question, I hope it's asked that there are 70-something more candidates. That
we do plan to ask all the candidates.
I don't have any problem answering that question. In fact, I don't even drink alcohol. But if you're going to ask that question, I think it's right and just. I'll answer no, zero. But I think you need to ask that question. If you're going to ask it, ask it for 70-something candidates that are running.
That's
you
a
can't
plan.
just be bold and ask me. You've got to ask everybody that.
No, I'm asking.
I'm no different than any other candidate.
All right, Mr. Parent Chief, have you?
You got to ask me too.
Yes.
In my younger days, I had one puff, yes. And unlike Bill Clinton, I did inhale it. Have I been drug tested? Yes. Since I've been a politician? Yes. Was I clear? Yes. And that's it. That's the end of that.
Thank you very much.